Good evening, and welcome to the first edition of my podcast. I'll call it the Dreamers Podcast, which I'll be doing on a weekly basis to cover things that matter to most of us, which includes life, some aspects of learning, some aspects of working and doing business, and anything that are important to my viewers. By the way, my name is Ramil Cueto, and I'm broadcasting live from Talumpok West, Batangas City here in the Philippines. And for tonight, I'd like to talk about something that is very important to me, that is the achievement of our dreams. Um, to dream of achieving something great, something important for us, for our family, for our friends, for our community, and to a large extent for our society. Because I do believe as a person that having a dream, having an aspiration, can ignite our passion, can ignite our interest to extend our hands, extend our heart to helping others or to creating something important for our community. So for today, I thought I would share with you an experience that I went through in the last 7, 8 years here in the Philippines, particularly coming back to my hometown, which is Batangas City. It sort of started many, many years ago. After I graduated from high school, I went to the city, which is Manila, and there I took a program under government scholarship to study fishing, particularly marine fishing. At the time, I didn't really understand what it meant for me, how important the ocean, how important the marine environment in general. So as I mature and I get to learn more about the importance of natural resources, I began to appreciate the value of that program that I took it was in 1987. So the point I'm getting at is sometimes for a dream to manifest, for something important to manifest, it takes a long time really. And that's the case for me. So after university, I found an opportunity to study in the US. And this particular program that I went to, it was really different from my university degree, which is fishing. So the new program, which is in a master level, is about international economic and political assessment. So again, it took me a while to connect the two together. And now I really appreciate that I went through that process because for a dream to manifest, sometimes it takes a long time because as a person we are developing. Developing our intellect, we're developing our emotions, we're developing our thought processes. And what's nice about having a dream is it could come at any point in your life. For me, the dreaming started when I told my family we were living in Beijing at the time that I like to go back to the Philippines. Hi guys, good evening. Hello to Julia and hello to Ate Perlita. Kumusta kayo? How are you? So as I was talking about dreams, which is to achieve something of importance for oneself, also for family, and for the community, for a company. So the dream is important because it creates a passion in us to go for something that is meaningful. And for most people, a dream may look simple, but actually, if you look at it from over the long term, having that dream, for instance, of sending your children to school, it may sound like it's a natural thing for people, but actually, when you look at it, it's quite an important dream because the education that the children will receive, either formally or informally, will change their life. Change their life. So as I was telling you about my story, that I was living in Beijing at the time with my family, and I told them that I wanted to go home. I wanted to go back to Batangas because this is where I came from. And so my family is very cooperative and told me to go, yes, explore, go back and see the opportunities, how we can get started. So when I recall all those things, and in the following years that went through, I went through a process of a journey. I call it a journey, and this journey has actually crystallized into a book that is called Journey of a Dreamer. And what happened was the the idea of settling into a farm setting, into a village setting, has become the dream of my family. So we thought that living in an environment that is close to nature will provide us the well-being that we seek. Because after having lived in Shanghai and Beijing, which are highly urbanized and highly developed places, we felt that there's a need for us to be in a mountain setting, to be in a nature setting, so that we can pursue mental cultivation, so we can pursue farming and planting, and we can pursue intellectual studies. So that's exactly what we did. And this process has provided to me a lot of insights. So to dream actually is to go through a process of inward searching. What it is really that is important to you, and why is that important? So when we go through the process of crystallizing a dream and preparing for it, then it became important that we first have to test the idea. Sometimes, although you have this grand vision of what you, it's quite important to take baby steps. That is to test whether this path is the right path that is suitable for you. So in our case, in my family's case, instead of planning to build a permanent house or permanent residence into this place that we settled, we put together a simple design where we have three simple bamboo houses, and we also built a simple kitchen, a simple bathroom area, and a storage. So initially, this was our setup. And this gave us an opportunity to learn the challenges, to overcome the challenges in living in the farm. And after a few years of in this condition, we realized that this is really what we want. This is the path for us to building a life that we like to pursue. So the preparation is quite important, because if you have really found that dream you want to achieve, it requires solid preparation. And preparation has many aspects. One is, of course, the resources, the material, but more important is the mental, the heart preparation, and also the skills. Because if you are living in a place, if you're going to be living in a place that you're not familiar with, it's necessary that you become observant. One of the things I noticed here in Talumpok when I was new here was that people have tricycles. This is the mode of transportation. And without this tricycle, you have to be dependent on the jeepneys, which don't come very frequently. So having your own tricycle is quite essential. So we did that. We had a tricycle, and that allowed us to move here and there. My family would go to downtown sometimes in it, or we just ride a tricycle from Kuya Renato, for instance. And then later on, as we build more resources, we bought a vehicle that would allow us to have more safety and also do a few more things. So, in realizing the dream, after the preparation that you have gone through, and then you start building. When you want to build something, like for instance, we did, our plan is to really create an environment where it's like a community. As I've told you earlier, we have three small houses, a simple bathroom, a simple kitchen, and a storage area. Now that we wanted to build permanently, this is where the designing, understanding how we move is quite essential. So it's quite important to be prepared to face challenges, and there are many challenges in realizing a dream. Sometimes the path to your dream is not that simple. In our case, for instance, the resources may not come on time. Perhaps money is not enough, it's not on time, so we have to postpone, we have to calibrate. Sometimes we are wrong in the design of the buildings we want to build. We have to redesign, we have to consult with each other. Sometimes we order the wrong, the wrong materials, so again, will have to be returned. And here, there, and everywhere. And there's also the weather. When you build something, you're under the mercy of the weather. If it's rainy, if there's typhoon, then you have to postpone. So while it seems easy to draw a plan and put it into implementation, the big part of dreaming is to stay motivated, to stay resilient and strong. So if you face a challenge, then you will have to learn how to overcome it. And overcoming usually is not just directly addressing it, but sometimes you just have to rest and you just have to look at where you are. So when you realize a long-term dream, you really have to look into your well-being, because it's you are the driving force. So you have to be healthy, you have to be mentally ready. And it's good to connect with people, consult and then get some advice how to move forward. So that's essentially what's happening. And what's nice about the dream building is once you see a semblance of success, once you see the building coming up, once you see its form, then you get excited, because sometimes it's a surprise, because you don't really know how things would turn out, and you would discover that something beautiful is about to happen. And we all experience those things, because as first-time builder, we didn't really have an experience of building something major. So when we first saw our kitchen, for instance, having lights, having form, we were so excited that a dream is coming to fruition. Having a dream is exciting. It really gives you power. It really gives you a new perspective. It's like almost creating a painting. It's like you slowly develop a theme. You slowly develop images that really reflects what you like to achieve, what you like to see. That is dream building, and that's what we have experienced. The essential part of having a dream is to celebrate. What do you celebrate? You celebrate successes, you celebrate achievements, you celebrate getting together, you talk about how you achieved it. It's quite important to appreciate people as part of the celebration, because when you have a dream, like we were building our kitchen, we have many teams. Like at one time we have a team where Eloy, our main carpenter, was leading that portion. And then Elmer, who is working with us now, is leading one portion, and many other people. So we thank each other. We look at what we have achieved, and that's what I call celebration in the dream process. So I've discussed pretty much a few stages. One is the creation of the vision or the dream, and then there's preparation, and then there's the implementation, really achieving what you want. And then you stay motivated if there are challenges. And then the fifth one is the celebration. And finally, once you have achieved something, like for instance, for us parents, our big dream is to send our kids to school. Once you achieve that and you have celebrated, it's good to quiet down and kind of like reflect on how things happened and how things are now. So the end result, the end process really is to be thankful, have some reflection of the dream and what we learn about it. In anything that we do, it's really important that we learn something, uh, whether it affirms our values, what's important to us, whether it challenges our belief, whether it challenges our ability to achieve something. Reflection is important. Reflection is like a way to understand how we are as a person, how we handle challenges, how we handle success, how we handle relationship, how we handle money and other things. Having a reflective mind uh, is important. I think there's a philosopher that say that we need to examine our lives. We need to examine our beliefs. We need to examine how we build relationship. Self-examination is important, and it's a big part of dream building. So I like to pause for a while and listen to read your comments. I see Ate Cynthia, I see Julia, Maring Ivay, and also Sir Tito. Thank you all for listening. So I wanted to thank you for viewing. I'm gonna be winding down this short debut, and I hope you learned something from my sharing. And I'll be looking forward to doing this again next Wednesday on a particular topic. You can send me a message what you like to talk about. But certainly, I'd like to make this ongoing because this could be a form of communication to you, with you, and this could be also a form of building a community. Julia and I are big dreamers, and eventually we like to develop a dreamers community where it could become a forum for sharing our deepest aspiration. Could also be a forum where we can support each other, we can strengthen each other, where we can get advices how to move forward. So thanks again, and I really look forward to seeing you very soon. Have a good one. Bye.